Hello and welcome, Snake here. Today I want to show you the quote-unquote doomstack that I was asked about. And this is a army composition with full of Gyrocopters Brimstone Guns. So I do it before I reach technology that gives me fire while moving, but excluding Brimstone Guns. So this is unnecessary, and I don't have the extra speed or Vanguard deployment. Neither this. The army composition would be perfect if I had 3 engineers. Unfortunately, it's turn 49. I have 2 because the other engineers are doing something else. And as you can see, they're almost full leveled up. Grombrindle is leveled poorly because I don't send him to combat. I started this campaign purely to do this army and test it out. So what I can tell you from the start, it's way harder to manage it than typical gyrocopters. The reason for that is range. A range compared to the normal gyrocopter is a massive difference. So you need to get closer to do damage. But the melee, the infantry base up, they like to blob when you fly with gyrocopters. And the amount of splash damage is insane. So there is a downside, but there is a reward for this downside. Because splash is just fucking insane. The damage you can do to literally infantry when they're blown up, you kill stuff super quick. Weakness, flying again. To normal gyrocopters, flying entities are problem once again. Single entities, flying units in general, but single entities is the biggest problem for gyrocopters Brimstone Gun, because it takes time to build up. The Burnt drops leadership, which is a bummer, because it would be nice if it apply like a weakness to fire. That would be just amazing, right? But unfortunately, it's not. And the best army to lead is the Grombrindle. However, I'm playing Grombrindle campaign. I would say, if you want to try this army and play it and have the best result ever, start campaign as Malachi McCason, do all the gyrocopter stuff, the quests, confederate Grombrindle and give him Brimstone Gun. You will have, McCason all the benefits from adventures, and the powerhouse, which is this. Missile strength for war machines and ammunition for war machines. So this will be absolutely killer. This will be the best version of this army. I still believe that gyro bombers are superior, but this, despite having harder way to do it, when they're on top of each other, they don't shoot like typical gyrocopter. And the fire, it's slower and requires much more micro. They're very vulnerable. Jesus, Shades eats them up. So, I'm going against a high elf army. And it says decisive victory. I purposely choose this army because it has a little bit of everything. Single entities, flying, a missile. Missile are really painful. That's why if you do McCason campaign, you're gonna have a 360 missile block. 360 degree. So it's gonna be way better. Nevertheless, the dragons are gonna be so fucking hard to kill. So this is, despite, Auto Resolve saying it's going to be hard, it's going to be easy, as you can see, I'm maxed out. So what I did for engineers is typical, typical stuff. which, you know, boosts stuff. But I also have, you know, Prospector Mail, even for engineers, despite having stock, because it gives them snipe. And snipe, you know, missile strength 462. A lot of it's my aid to kill single entities. I try to cover weakness. Of course, Ranger's Quiver, that gives him infinity ammo. This is not what I wanted to have. Hold on. Talisman, where is... Oh, wait, it's just this. There is nothing that covers it, unfortunately. Yeah, because it just gives ammunition, so it's... whatever. So ammunition is just whatever, since you have infinity. But more ammunition means more recharge from that you get. But yeah, look, 68, so yeah. Second engineer is a little bit different. He's much lower level, so I gave him full crafted items. So Prospector Spyglass, which gives him missile strength 20%, accuracy, affect allies in range. So I buffed the other engineer. That's why I said I need 3. Ammunition, yeah. Ranger's Crossbow, which gives him range and reload, and Prospector Mail. Grombrindle as well, Prospector Mail, and pretty much whatever item I had, because it doesn't fucking matter. All of them have Rune of Fear, so I dropped leadership by 9. If I get option to get more engineers, like, and I confederate somebody with the Rune of Fear, I will have -12, and they drop leadership. You know, like this one drops -16 because I gave him the banner that drops more. Of course, one of them have a Rune of Grogny because it gives missile resistance to all around. Typical stuff. Okay, so it's 7 minutes in, but I just really wanted to talk about, because it's not your typical doomstack. This one needs to be crafted. If you want to do it, you want to do it. You have to do it, you know, purposely, and it requires a lot of preparation. So, like I said, I'm testing this out, and I will have worse result than I would have in auto, because I have my arm fucked a little bit. I almost cut off my finger. So they stitch it, but it just doesn't work as it's supposed to, so I have a little bit problems. Oh, she's also a wizard, yeah. Luckily for me, that's not Eliphanar. Eliphanar would destroy these Gyrocopters from afar, so yeah. I really don't like fighting Eliphanar. Okay, so Grombrindle can pretty much fuck off somewhere else. I will use these engineers. I will use them. They have snipe, they have stock. Okay, I should have 3 groups. 3 groups would be the perfect. However, like I said, my micro is crap at the moment, and I'm not trying to, you know, do it in 3 groups, because I'm just, I don't know, lazy? Let's call it lazy, okay? But the truth is, I just suck. You want to leave them out of fire, because otherwise they are not gonna shoot a lot. And like I said, dragons, they are gonna fuck me up. They also have the bombardment, so it's really cool. And what you're aiming for are obviously, yeah, the missile units. And look at the splash. Splash is getting fucking sick. What's nice about infantry in general, is that when you fly with your gyrocopters, they tend to move forward. So So what you do is pretty much just fly above them and bombard the hell out of them. Okay, and the eagles are flying. So bombardment is the key. Of course, I suck at it permanently, so I am not doing it well. And dragons are chasing me. Benefit of having multiple engineers is that they increase your speed, so nothing can catch you. It's really good. I'm purposely standing here because they're shooting from a tree, so there is a chance I will not take too much damage, but now I need to run. I need to run from the dragons. And that's the reason why I have engineers there, because I want to lure them. And it shows how easy it is, right? Because I don't struggle that much. Trust me, I would struggle a lot if there was no trees. Seriously, because the hardest part, look, this one is... Yeah, the hardest part is pretty much just, you know, engage. And I already suffer here greatly. Yeah, engineers are doing what they're supposed to. That's why I'm luring the enemy towards them. The Zafbar Pounder is quite good. It's supposed to be in your disposal. Jesus, look, they don't stand a chance. Once they are here, they just don't stand a chance. Once they're in melee, so it's not really rainbow and sunshine, right? It's really fucking struggle. But when you burn, look at this. They melt. That's what I like about flamethrowers. And my gyrocopter is... Yeah, so unfortunately, then they like to, you know, lose focus a lot. And Eagle, luckily for me, suck ass a little bit. But the dragons, yeah, I need to run out because they're about to hit me. And what you do with single entities, when I fought like Valkia, when I fought like Azazel, I was flying around with like, that's why you do with 3 groups. I was kiting with 1 group and 2 others were just melting the army, and army lost everything that I could. Because you're not supposed to kill the single entities. They are too tough, especially the flying ones. Because single entities on the ground, they eventually will melt. But the flyers are too quick, and fire need to hit the ground in order to really have, like, look. Okay, that wasn't that bad, but it was still bad. So it really sucked ass. So it's not rainbow and blowjobs. So yeah. And it requires quite a lot of micro. It's not as easy as typical gyrocopter, and I don't like it. I don't like it because it requires more from me than I wish to give. And it's quite annoying that you need to get closer, because I'm not sure if you know how it works, but there is a simple way. Gyrocopters have certain range, but the range is in fact much shorter, because for some reason the animation is required to be closer than they normally are. And it's super frustrating, because it says range 66, no, it's like 40. Because you really need to get close. And this gyrocopter is fucked. So as you can see, single entities, flying single entities, hunting me down. And missile units. So I am getting here really messed up. And, oh yeah, that's another situation. They're on top of each other, and they tend to burn each other a little bit. So it's another really unfortunate situation where they just friendly fire. That's another downside. Man, there is so many downsides. It's such a bullshit. And look, I didn't even use all the ammo. I didn't even use that much ammo because I'm unable to do it. Okay, and now it's a problem because my engineers will get discovered. So we need to run out. And yeah, the tactic works. They're chasing one group. Oh shit, Grumbrindle. Yeah, so they're chasing one group. And the other is just pretty much killing whatever they can. This way, I will army loss them. Over time. This is the best situation when you spread them nicely and they burn whatever they want. This is pretty much the best outcome you will get from it. The wizard didn't do much, it seems. Oh yeah, it's a life wizard. Awesome. Okay, as you can see, yeah, they suck here, okay? Okay, wizard died. And now I need to start, like, hunting down whatever. Most likely, I will try to army loss them. I wish they were able to kind of move and shoot a little bit, or at least shoot faster. That's why I prefer gyro bombers, because the shoot animation is super quick. The reload is way shorter. Okay, now I'm fucked, because my guys are really messed up. Now I will struggle here, so... And in situation when they are discovered, I would suggest to have like a Tane. Tane with ability that puts flammable. So suddenly, and give him an item that gives him, you know, fire resistance around him reduced. That would be like absolute killer. This way you would do much more damage. Yeah, I didn't micro them properly, unfortunately, and yeah, look, the chariots are not dying really quick, so it's really annoying. But they are getting army lost. It's all about dropping their leadership. And only, like, these guys are only last standing here. Okay, I gave him like physical resistance meanwhile, so they can do. And it's all about army lossing them while they get discovered. Like I said, the outcome is terrible compared to auto-resolve. Is dragon gonna can land? Nope. Okay, let's see. Your chances to drop their leadership, then you have like an opportunity to do something. If you don't, then yeah, you're fucked. So you could have like Grumbrindle following them here and there, so they can like save each other. That would be like perfect solution here. But outside of that, this army is... With normal gyrocopters, you don't need engaging with your engineers, because they... gyrocopters itself will do. With gyro bombers, Jesus, you don't even fucking think about it, because they melt everything. So, yeah, the outcome here is quite terrible when it comes to these guys. But yeah, they got melted and army losses. Because if you don't, and chasing others is another terrible crap. Look. See, it moves constantly, so I am unable to do serious damage. It does great versus like ground units because they're stationary. But if something moves, the regular gyrocopters wins. So I would say from gyrocopters, this is absolutely the worst army. And it could be a little bit better here and there, but I think this is absolutely the max I could show you currently. They're maxed out. I did research, I give points, everything, so I'm leaving it up to you if you're interested. I would say go gyrocopters, and if you use like warband upgrade, don't upgrade them into Brimstone Guns. Go towards gyro bombers. Gyro bombers are the #1 gyro army that you should go for. It's super powerful if you give it like 3 engineers and Grumbrindle. Of course, if you get them the same treatment, Malachi, Journey, Adventure, and then you get gyrocopters, Jesus, it just deletes stuff. So this would be the best. I would say the best dwarf doomstack. And yes, I'm saying it over, you know, thunder barges, because I like thunder barges, but I don't believe in them being that super strong now after like 10 nerfs that they've received. So let me know in a comment, what do you think? I'm really interested. Did I miss something? But I think not. So this is a interesting army. Definitely it has higher skill cap to try, because you do need to, like, you don't have to, but it would be nice to involve like engineers to do some stuff. And if you have a Tain amongst them, if once they discovered, then you spread the aura that reduce fire damage, reduce fire resistance, and then you can burn everything to crisp. I didn't do it because I want to test the gyrocopters itself, and just go normal gyrocopters but if you want to have like a fancy army, this one is for you. If you want to show your skill cap, absolutely you will shine over any gyrocopters, because this one requires more than any other. Subscribe if you like what I do. You can help me a lot, especially that is for free. It's not a Twitch. And leaving comments to you. What do you think about it? Meanwhile, thank you for watching. Have a great day or night. Take care and bye-bye.